Hello and welcome. Let's learn how to set up a graphic organizer in Kidspiration. So the first thing we're going to do is I open Kidspiration and I'm going to go into New and I'm going to use Picture View. Alright, you can see it comes up with a bubble right in the middle that says Main Idea. And so we're going to make a graphic organizer for using our 5 senses to describe an apple. So in here, I'm going to write 5 senses of an apple. And you know what? Because we're writing about apples and I see this little picture over here, I can go ahead to in my picture finder and click on it. I get my apple in the middle. Now we're going to describe the 5 senses. I'm going to go ahead and need 5 little bubbles to write, 1 sentence for each sense. So I'm going to go to my add symbol. So I'm going to hit that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since I have selected my apple, you'll see it has the little handles, the little boxes on it. It has all linked to that one middle bubble. So let's go ahead. I'm going to fill in my 5 senses. So the first one, I click in the middle of the box. I double click, and now I'm going to write taste. I go ahead and do smell, and so forth. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put in my 5 senses. Now, I like to keep things a little bit more organized, so I'm going to move my apple to the top to kind of establish that hierarchical relationship. And I'm going to move my boxes out so we can tell that this is all, we've got the arrows, so apple to taste. Now I would like to make this taste into a picture, so I'm going to go into my little picture library over here and search taste and see what comes up. Nothing does, so I'm going to look for mouth. Okay, here's a picture of a mouth. You'll notice it's moved my writing into that box, and now I have a picture of a mouth. I can also, see what I got? I got that eye, and I'll go with that one. Hearing, I'm going to see about an ear for that. So you can kind of search your pictures just like you would in Boardmaker. You might have to get a little creative, and if they don't have the one you want, think of another word that would produce a similar picture. Touch, so I'm going to do touch. Oh, there's a finger. And then smell. And there's that nose. All right, I'm going to rearrange them just a little bit because those pictures kind of change things. And again, this is up to you. You know your students about how important this is to them for lines and whatnot. So now I've got my nice layout. Now, you know what? I'm looking at this C picture for an eye, and I'm thinking, I don't really like that picture, so what I'm going to do is go ahead to the internet and go to Google Images and find a picture there that I like better. Okay, so I've gone to the Internet Explorer, and I've opened up Google Images, and now I'm going to search eyes. And I'm going to take this one, this picture of the 2 eyes. I'm going to go to View Image. Here we go. And I'm going to copy. And then I'm going to click on that button for C. And this time I'm going to hit paste, which I do Control V. And now I've got my picture in there, and you can see it did put C, and now I just have to resize it using my little handles or those boxes on the side. But I like this picture better. So you can use real pictures, you can use clip art pictures. If you have a copy of Boardmaker, you can copy your Boardmaker pictures and drag them over, whatever works for you. Also at this point, you can decide, is this enough for my students that they can go to the writing view by using this button right here, go to writing view, and they can start writing in about the taste, and apple is yummy. Or is it better to give your students another box that they can write in. So you can go ahead and add another box to each one, put them in the right place. Again, establish that hierarchy. And then they can begin to write in an apple tastes sweet. Either way is acceptable. It depends on you and your students. Another feature of Kidspiration that you may want to know about is this ear right here. It's called the listening ear. And how you can use it is it will read whatever text is in the box. So it read right there, 5 senses of an apple. You'll notice my cursor now has a little ear attached to it. And whatever I click on, it's going to read. And if I click on this box that I wrote, then apple tastes sweet, it's going to read that for you. So that's a really nice little tool for some of your kids who might have trouble with understanding the directions, or you can't read everything to them all the time. When you're done with that cursor because you're ready to type, or when you're done with that, go ahead and click that box again so it goes away. You can also have your students write their name on the paper. Click on name, and then I can print my name on it, so I can put Diana. And okay, so when I go to print and publish it, it will show up. So we're going to go ahead and finish writing, and then we'll talk about printing and publishing. Okay, once your student is done and you're using the picture view and you have all their sentences filled in, you can go ahead and go File, Print it to whatever printer you want to go to, and it will print out looking something like this, so exactly what you see on the screen. If you are having your student go to Writing View and they've typed in all of their sentences, what you're going to do is go to that Publish button, and it will throw it into Microsoft Word. You can see it's put my name here at the top. I've got my diagram here, but then I've also got all my sentences in here, and there is a way to clean all of this up right here so that you don't get the guide words and everything, and that's an additional video. But you have now learned how to create a graphic organizer and print it or publish it in Microsoft Word. Good luck.